The surface of the Sun is presumed to be as hot as the center of the Earth. The surface of the Sun has a recorded temperature of 5,500 degrees Celsius, while the center of the Earth is about 6,000 degrees Celsius. Clement Laird Vallandigham was a lawyer who, while trying to demonstrate how the victim might have accidentally shot himself and died, he then won the case. Japan recently set the world record for the fastest internet at 319 terabits per second. On April 25, 1935, a human arm was regurgitated by a captive 3.5-meter tiger shark, subsequently leading to a murder investigation and trial convict case. Pen caps have a small hole, to prevent choking if swallowed, and to equalize the pressure inside the pen, to keep it from leaking. A law passed in 1997 theoretically allows the U.S. Treasury Secretary to mint a $1 trillion coin. The idea of the trillion-dollar coin comes to the forefront each time the federal government faces the U.S. debt ceiling. The Earth is being struck by lightning 100 times every second. Each of the 100 lightning bolts that hits the Earth every second contains up to 1 billion volts of electricity. Female fish will fake orgasms to trick males into thinking they've successfully mated, then the female will swim off to find a better partner. The DNA sequence of Stephen Hawking is stored on a hard disk, called the Immortality Drive, on board the ISS. He was among a select group of humans to have their DNA immortalized. In 1986, two Russian airline pilots got into an argument over whether one could land the plane without vision. The main pilot pulled the curtains over the windows, insisting he could. Then, the plane missed the runway, flipped and killed 70 of the passengers. If you looked at the Earth today from a distance of 100 million light-years away, you wouldn't see you and me, but a bunch of dinosaurs walking the Earth. In the 1980s, a Florida prisoner built a device that catapulted himself over the prison walls, escaping before being recaught days later. In 1982, 43% of fathers admitted they'd never changed a diaper. Today, only 3% of fathers have never changed a diaper. In 2011, two miners accidentally discovered a 110 million years old nodosaur with its skin intact. It was later claimed to be the most well-preserved dinosaur to be ever found. Charles Darwin's personal pet tortoise didn't die until 2006 at the age of 176. A 320-year-old Stradivarius cello, worth $3.5 million, was found by a nurse in 2004. It was left by a dumpster, and was nearly converted into a CD case by her boyfriend. She returned it to its owner for a $50,000 reward. In 2009, a man sued PepsiCo, alleging he found a mouse in his Mountain Dew can. PepsiCo's defense won by proving that a mouse would dissolve inside the soda in the days after being put in the can. Baby sloths need to cuddle so much that without their mother, or something else to cuddle with, they refuse to eat. Bullets can bounce off armadillos. A man in Texas shot at an armadillo, and the bullet ricocheted off the shell and hit him in the face. That's justice for you. The armadillo was never found and likely got away with minor injuries or no injuries at all. Feeding curry to a sheep reduces the amount of methane in its farts by up to 40%. There is a liquid that you can breathe in, called perfluorohexane. Animals can be submerged in a bath of perfluorohexane without drowning. In France, it's legal to marry a dead person. It dates back to the First World War, when fiancés and girlfriends of soldiers who were killed in the war would tie a knot with their dead lovers through a proxy. Your eyeballs are considered part of your brain and are made of the same tissue. When you look at someone's eyes, you are looking at the only visible part of the brain. The right ear responds more to speech and logic, while the left ear is more tuned into music, emotion, and intuition. There is a species of jellyfish that was deemed immortal by scientists, because when in crisis, it reverts its cells to their earliest form, and they grow from new again. There is more distance between Earth and Mars than from Earth to the Sun. There's a garden in the UK dedicated to plants that can kill you. It's classified as the most dangerous garden in the world. Chocolate was used as currency centuries ago. During the time of the Aztecs, cacao beans became so coveted that they were used as a means of trading goods. When you ride the New York subway, approximately 15% of the matter from the air you breathe is human skin. The world's smallest snowman has been created by Western University in Canada using a scanning electron microscope. It's smaller than a human hair. Confessions aren't always reliable. As of 2018, 29% of those exonerated by DNA had confessed falsely to the crime. Placebos can work even when the patient knows it is a placebo. Some studies show symptoms and relief can improve when given a placebo, even when the fact it is a placebo is not concealed from a patient. Until 1948, 7-Up contained lithium citrate, a mood stabilizer used to treat bipolar disorder. In 1984, a waitress at a pizzeria helped a customer to choose numbers for a winning lottery. He gave her $3 million of tips. You are way more likely to be killed by deer in America than by sharks, bears, and gators combined. Around 15% of active Twitter accounts are social bots. This means there are nearly 48 million accounts that are not controlled by humans. A cat called Cream Puff is the oldest cat that ever lived. She lived from 1967 till 2005, and died at the age of 38. Its owner claimed an eyedropper full of wine every 2 days was the key to her longevity. Sudan has more pyramids than any country with 255. They outnumber Egyptian pyramids by twice the amount. Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins can. By slowing their heart rates, they can hold their breath for up to 40 minutes. Fruit Loops and Skittles are all the same flavor. The different colors fool the brain to believe they are different flavors. Supermarket apples can be a year old. They're covered in wax, hot air dried, and sent into cold storage. It's impossible to hum while holding your nose. Why not give it a try? The air is unable to escape your nose, which is fundamental to humming. Most wasabi paste isn't real wasabi. Wasabi is expensive, so most companies use horseradish instead. Before toilet paper was invented, Americans used to use corn cobs. Over half the buttons for closing elevator doors across the world are not connected to anything. They're just put there to make you feel in control. The door closing is fully automated. Some castle toilets were built so that they evacuated directly outside the turret walls. The oldest living person is 118-year-old Kane Tanaka. She was 11 when World War I started.